and you make Nikola Jokic a scorer and you eliminate his opportunities to facilitate, which means you got to stay attached to the other four guys. You have to be completely locked in. You're going to have to out-rebound, no foul trouble, and you've got to play physical top to bottom, extending all the way out to the guys coming off the bench.
Well, those sound like a lot of ifs, but for what it's worth, our buddy Stephen A. yesterday on First Take says he likes the Lakers' chances.
You waving bye-bye to them. A lot of people are waving bye-bye to them because they're getting ready to go up against the reigning defending NBA champions. That shouldn't be the case. They've waxed your ass 8 straight. What you gonna do about it? Last time I checked, LeBron, AD, D. Russ, Reeves, Hachimura, and these boys are fully capable of doing it.
Fully capable of doing it, says Stephen A. Well, that is music to the ears of the biggest Laker fan we have here. D. Wood, I'm giving you the floor. I'm giving you my whole basketball squad today. Break it down for me. How do the Lakers get this thing done?
Listen, a lot of what Monica said is absolutely true. I think, Jokic is going to get his, but it's all about the auxiliary piece around them. Like, we got to minimize the damage by those guys. You're not stopping Jokic. I don't care if you throw AD. Doesn't matter who you throw at him. He's going to get his. But I need auxiliary pieces, the Rui. I need those guys to go off. Austin Reeves. Those guys got to step it up. Because remember, last year in the playoffs when they got swept, that was only a 24-point margin for all 4 games. So it's not like the Lakers are getting blown out. It's just you got to find some way, somehow to make up in just the little things defensively. Whether it's scoring, it's got to be the little things that got to take you over the top.
It's such a
hold on.
Laker
No,
fan.
hold on.
Listen, it was a competitive swing.
Wait a minute.
Give me a break.
But here's my thing. Wait a minute. But here's my thing. I'm not one of these super homers out here. I'm still picking the Nuggets, but I'm saying let's not disrespect the Lakers like we don't have a shot here. We're not doing that.
But don't talk to me about all the others. No, this is about Anthony Davis. Let's stop telling LeBron that he has to carry this team, and then we talk about how LeBron looks tired. That's got to stop. Anthony Davis this year played the most games, 76 games. He finally played a lot of games, and he played really well. Well, guess what? This is your monster, Nikola Jokic. You were once one of the best centers in the game. This is your matchup. This is your series. You want to reestablish yourself as one of the best centers in the game? Right now, right here, do it for your team. And don't make this about LeBron, and he couldn't. Do what you can, and that's dominate this series.
Listen, there's no reason why Anthony Davis can't go at Jokic and give him 25, 26, 28 a night. That's what it's going to take to put them in position late in the game where now you've been a great closing team all year. You've got a shot. Anthony Davis can't have one of these series. Yep. He's got to be – he's not going to stop Jokic, but you can give him 28, 30 on the other end.
Right.
Listen, I'm not disputing any of that. Yeah. While you talk about 25, 28, Jokic's giving you 40-point triple-doubles. My whole thing is, it doesn't matter who you throwing at Jokic. Correct. Jokic is still going to get his. I need to minimize, the Jamal Murray's and everybody else.
I love the enthusiasm. Let me ask you a question. Because Hembo, who is a vile human being, but he does know something.
I second that.
We'll tell you, and we do this on the radio, that these Nuggets are not as good as they were a year ago. That the Nuggets, you look at all of their advanced metrics, all that kind of stuff. Eye test had a chance to wrap up the 1 seed on Sunday, couldn't get it done. Still maybe the best team in the West, but not as good as they were a year ago. To D. Wood's point, I was at all 4 of those games. They were all close. Are these Nuggets as good as they were a year ago?
No, because the West is better than it was a year ago, right? And so I think when you have that conversation, you can't just decide to isolate that the Nuggets have not made improve or are not better. Are the Lakers better than they were a year ago? Because I would argue no. I don't think so.
Okay, well then that doesn't get them any closer to beating the Nuggets.
Correct, and so I think Woody is absolutely right. I understand the passion, but this was the closest sweep we've ever talked about. They lost.
Can I follow up what you just said about the Nuggets not being as good?
Yeah.
No team traditionally, go back in history, when a team finally wins that first title, very few teams are in the regular season the next year because your foot's not on the gas to the extent that it was trying to get across the finish line.
Right.
Watch what's about to happen in the postseason. Then compare to what the Nuggets did in the postseason a year ago, because I think you're about to see precision. Just like you did a year ago.
And we saw the first shift after All-Star. We saw the first rev up. All right, now it's playoff time, so it goes up again. And so I think that this will be a compelling series.
Yeah.
I'm not picking against the Nuggets.
I give them a game and a half. I'll give him a game and a half.
What you got? What are you talking?
Yeah.
That meaning they'll have a lead at halftime of one of the other games?
Game 5, they'll be up at halftime.
If I gave you the over-under, I believe the way the odds, Hembo was showing it to me the other day, and I don't fully understand how they calculate this, but basically the over-under on this series is 5.5.
I give to Anthony Davis, I'm going to give him the respect that sometimes we don't give him enough of. He played this year. He showed up every night. He wasn't out for weeks with minor injuries. He played every night. He's been dominant. He's a force above this. Because of that, I'm going to say they win 2 games.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, man. Like, first of all, the level of disrespect is just.
What disrespect?
I'm just getting
You
fed
ain't
up with
even
number
pick
one.
your squad.
Number 2, this is not the Eastern Conference where it's the Celtics and everybody else. Like, I've literally heard all these guys talk about the West from like 1 to 9.
D-Wood.
It's like it's anybody's game, basically.
Do you remember the last time the Lakers beat the Nuggets? Aaron Rodgers wasn't a Jet. Like, think about how long ago that is.
Hold on, Woody. Hold on. You're right about this, but I'm going to say this. All year, and everybody knows I'm high on Dallas right now, okay? I think that's the one team that can maybe challenge him. All year, though, every sentence I said about the West, when I talk about great is, always starts with, as long as you can avoid Denver. And then you make your statement.
And yet, when I suggested the Lakers do that, they said I belonged in an insane asylum. I mean, sometimes things are just not as complicated as that. I believe the Lakers, D-Wood, to your point, it's not disrespect. I voted Anthony Davis second-team All-NBA. He had a magnificent year. I would like them in a series against any other team in the West. They're just running into the wrong team, and there's no right time to play them.
And to be fair, the combination of roster makeup and experience, the Lakers have the best of the 2 of those in terms of getting this done.
Well, we will see the Heat and the Bulls. The Lakers are going to beat the Nuggets in round 1. Is that McNuts?
Respectfully, Greeny, that is McNuts. Listen, the Lakers are playing good ball. They have the size and the experience. To me, if you look at the West, they are the most well-equipped to beat the Nuggets. But the Nuggets are that good. And when you talk about Nikola Jokic, no one has had an answer. That's not happening.
All right, next stop would be Kyrie and the Mavericks. If I said Kyrie is going to make it farther in these playoffs than Kevin Durant, is that McNuts?
I would like to let you behind the scenes a little bit and know that I went over this question probably about a dozen times in my mind. I think both of these guys could be out in the first round. And so, if anything, I think that it's going to be exiting at the same time.
Wow.
I don't know. Like the Clippers series, the T-Wolves, like there's just not.
You don't like Dallas against the Clippers?
I know everybody's saying that's hot and sexy, but I think that's a lot closer than we're making it.
Okay, we're going to come back to that one then. Let's go to the Warriors. If I said they need to break up the big 3, is that McNuts?
It's time to rework it. I'm going to go with this one being McNuts only because I think the importance of their big 3, and in particular Klay Thompson, has that franchise, has that city in his heart, in his soul. If he's willing to take less, willing to come off the bench, rework his role, understand that it's time to infuse this organization with some young blood in order to look forward to the future, I think it can be okay. They can salvage that.
Well, the big question we had here yesterday all morning long was, have we seen the last of these Warriors? This dynasty, they've been one of the great teams and one of the most enjoyable to watch in NBA history. Have we seen the last of them? Stephen A. on First Take said yesterday he thinks the answer is yes.
This is the 3rd time in 5 years they've missed the playoffs. The 3rd time in 5 years. Joe Lacob ain't going to stand still. I promise you that. He is not going to stand still and just let these twilight years of Steph Curry's career fade into oblivion. The end of the Warriors as we know it, this isn't the end of the Warriors because they still got Steph Curry. But as we know it, as we see them presently constructed, it's a wrap.
So what exactly does that mean? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, and Stephen A. is as connected to this stuff as anybody is, but I'm trying to figure out what that looks like because they've got Steph, they've got Klay, they've got Draymond. If they bring Klay back and Wiggins is still there, they don't have the financial flexibility to make some huge splashy move. So what does it look like?
The key phrase is as we know it. As we know it is Splash Brothers. Klay Thompson as a starter, which that was also toyed with already this season. To me, that, as we know it, is over.
Agreed.
But it doesn't mean that you start to transition players into other roles. Klay Thompson can clearly be a guy at a reduced salary, of course, commiserate to with a role that he will be playing from now on, can still get you buckets off the bench as that guy. He's got to learn how to become that guy if he wants to stay in Golden State. So that's the as we know it. What they have to find is what they thought they found in Andrew Wiggins. I mean, this is talking about a guy that almost was Finals MVP in 2022. He played outstanding defense. He was rebounding like a monster. And they thought they found their, like the Kawhi when the Spurs had their second run.
Yeah.
It was like Kawhi emerged, like, okay, they give us new life. Andrew Wiggins has not become that. They gave him $100 million, and he has regressed. So maybe they made a mistake in thinking that that was his potential when that was the aberration. They've got to find that. But it doesn't mean that they can't be effective with those three guys still a part of the team.
But if I'm hearing this correctly, Legs, what you're telling me they need to find is the second best player on a championship caliber team. They have the first.
Yep.
That's Steph Curry. But finding the second best player on a championship team when you don't have unlimited resources, that's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying all along.
Free for all.